when we were in the middle of nowhere, so we didn't have to have any position on. Yeah, market is coming up here on the highs, looking at the 72 area is our next resistance area. Excuse me. Again, if anybody has any questions, feel free to ask in the chat. Anything I say is part of our education course that we have and we teach in this room. We use our live charts to help us with finding, understanding the concepts and ideas that we have, and reinforcing them with afternoon discussions on what we're looking for during the day. Welcome there, Johnson. Well, we've had a couple good opportunities this morning with our first support and resistance areas. We'll repeat the levels again in the chat. Those are the levels that we use. We bounced off of our first resistance and first support areas, and now we're looking at the next level that we have that we're focused in on is up at the 72. If you were a little aggressive, maybe you bought the 52 area or pivot on the last rotation down to it. It depends on how aggressive you want it to be. And everybody here has different risk tolerances, so not everybody trades the same way. What's the trend? We are not looking for trends. We're just looking for opportunities for ebbs and flows. We're scalping the market. We were trading. The market is very, very buoyant right now. So if you are trying to find a trend and you get stopped out, it's kind of a little tough to have any trailing stops with these markets that are very, very wide. Those 5-minute bars are extremely volatile. So what your stop is also going to be a determinant of where you're, how you're going to get in and how you're going to manage a trade. Can you share the daily chart of this pair? I don't understand what you're asking. We don't need the daily chart right now for scalping opportunities. We use our daily charts to give us levels, that are extreme further away. But so we don't have the daily chart. We don't need the daily chart for what we're trying to do. And we're trying to find areas that are important, looking for opportunities to scalp based on the levels that we just gave out that you saw, and price action opportunities that are occurring once the market paints some bars. We're looking for about 4 to 5 trades on average. Obviously, these days we're getting way more than that. But on average, we focus on trying to get 4 to 5 trades, and we're also focused on the morning hours. If you were trading yesterday afternoon, you saw the craziness that happened in the last hour. We try to stay away from that stuff. Very, very difficult to trade those one-way trades unless you are going to position trade. And if you can find a good entry point and then have a good reason to get in, then that's also good. But volatility was there. It was whipping around like hard to stay with the position when you're getting 20 or 30 point bars. And I mean, at what point do you say, at what point do you let your profits diminish, right? So it's kind of tough to trade those markets when they're whipping around like that. So we try to pick our spots and wait for those opportunities when they present themselves, and not try to find trends. But again, the volatility that happens in the last hour, last couple hours of the day is very extreme, to the point that we try to stay away from those. So we focus on the morning hours, and we like to average about 4 or 5 trades. So basically, we're trying to pick our spots and wait for the market to give us those opportunities based on those areas that we're going to be focused in on and concentrated on. We're scalping these markets for about 4 to 5 points, which again, that could change too with volatility. If the volatility goes up, our stops might have to be extended a little bit, maybe. Well, right now we're 4 or 5 points, and we usually like to go 2 or 3. We're up here to 4 or 5, and maybe even more, depending on, yesterday afternoon was definitely, we're in the 7 to 8 point range. And you are getting those rotations. So if you think you're not getting them on the profit side, it's not true. We sold our high today, and we went all the way down to our first support level, well, our first resistance area. And you could have easily taken a good 10 points out of that trade if you had a little bit of, depending on where your stop was placed. But we did break about 10 points off of that first resistance area. And again, it all depends on how you manage your trade. Not everybody manages trades the same way, for obvious reasons. Market quickly coming back here, coming through our resistance area there, and through our pivot. So we bounced a very nice quick rotation there off of we got up to 68 and change there, and coming down in here. So very, very whippy little market here. Volatility continues. Next support level we have is down at the 37 area. very hard to catch that move from the interim high there at 67, 68, and then coming all the way back down here. And we had resistance at 72, and then a nice rotation here off of that. Well, it got up to 68 and came flying back off of it. So very hard to say it was going to stop there and come back down. And if you did know that and you didn't share it, it's bad. It's very bad. Again, I'm not going to put that up because we don't use that for us. So, I mean, you can always get a daily chart if you're looking at it. But for what we're doing, we are using the 5-minute and the hourly. All right, market is kind of, again, very, very fluid little market here, trying to figure out where it wants to go. Rotated, you're getting big rotations. That's why we're going to find our spots and pick our spots and be patient and wait for them. That's what we're trying to do. And it gets very, very choppy in here. Very easily, if you're trying to guess where the markets are going to stop, it's very difficult to do. And that's why we are, at least we are finding our levels that we focus in on. Kind of hard to find a trend when you're going through, breaking, 20, 25 S&P points in 5 minutes. Very difficult to try to find a trend that way. The volatility is there, and that's why we are being patient and waiting for opportunities. And whatever decision, whatever trades you decide to put on, just make sure you put your stops in place. Give you a fair chance of looking at the next opportunity when it presents itself, instead of letting something go and go and go and get yourself in trouble that way. Again, looking for on the upside, all the way up at 72. Downside, we're looking down at the next level is down at the 30. Be a little bit careful. Get 37. We get down here to 39. So be a little bit careful there against 37 if you're going to take it. The objective here is for you to make your own decisions as to what trades you're going to put on and why you're going to put them on. It's not so much what I trade or what somebody else trades. Each individual here has their own risk tolerance, and subsequent has to trade their own way. If you're a position trader, great. If you are a scalper, that's good. If you are picking your spots, it's awesome. Whatever the deal is, you have to be a little bit patient and wait for. We're looking for areas that we're going to be focused in on to give us those opportunities for us to trade, instead of just trading this little choppiness that occurs right now. All right, if you're a blue bander there, maybe you traded our blue band, a nice rotation off of that. Again, whatever your trade is, make sure you keep your stops in place. There are some opportunities along the way there. It's just a matter of how aggressive you want it to be. Not everybody here trades the same way, as you can imagine. So what you're saying, Don, is it has to rally for it to go down, and vice versa, right? All right, we're coming back up here to our blue band area, but it already worked once, so be a little bit careful if you're going to do it again. I checked the stock symbol on Trading View. It seems to me that this is a bull market. Well, I don't know what Trading View is, but if you're talking about a stock that's in a bull market, or you're talking about the market as a whole, the market as a whole, we are definitely teetering on a bear market. It's definitely in a correction stage based on the metrics that they've had for many years. That means 10% being correction, 20% being a bear market. Trading View is it's a platform, trading platform. All right, great. Well, that I can't. I'm not really. I don't give. I'm not a stock trader, so I don't. I have no opinion on this, looking at stocks and telling you if a stock is bullish or not. Yeah, I trade equity futures. That's what we're trading here. So I can't trade. I can't tell you what looking at any particular stock is or any trading platform. I mean, you can imagine. I will say in general terms that any trading platform right now is probably a little bit bullish because their volatility is great. The ticker symbol that we're trading is ES. Yes, ES, and it's not the micros. It's it's not the minis. Well, it is the minis, but it's not what ESM. We're trading the June contract, so it's ESM. And we're trading 22 is the contract. So it's ESM 22 if you're looking at that. All right, we're continues chopping both sides of our blue band here. Both sides of our pivot. Very, very little choppy coming back here to our pivot area. Very, very little choppy trade. Really just bouncing around here and nowhere's land. This is what I like to call the no trade zone. If you are trading, as you can see, it's just bouncing around in this little range here, big range. Kind of tough to get too excited one way or the other. And it could easily bust through a range in a flash. So be patient, wait. Again, if you repeat the levels again in the chat, you'll see those levels that we're kind of focused in on. Trying to wait for those opportunities. We got to remember that FOMC meeting starts today, which will continue through tomorrow. The market might just take a little bit of a breather here after the big rotation that's from the upside to the downside back up yesterday. And maybe might be a little tired. We've been very, very busy over the last 3-4 days here. So they kind of might just settle down and just kind of wait. We'll see. It'd be a big range. I mean, we're already in a big range. It's not normal to get 35, 40 point moves in a second here, or in a 10-minute or an hourly range. These are very extreme moves, and the volatility index is indicating those kind of moves are extreme. not normal when you have a 2.5% rotation in a market in an hour, right? That's not normal by any stretch of the imagination, but that's what happened yesterday. So the volatility is there, and as a trader, our job is to pick your spots, wait for good opportunities, have good reasons into jumping in these areas or these trades that you're looking for, and that way you stay out of trouble when it's whipping around like this. This is like I like to call the no trade zone right now, because you're jumping around in a 15-20 point range and it's going back and forth. And if you're going to trade the range game, that's okay too. Nothing wrong with that if you like to do that. I personally don't, and so I just kind of will wait. And we got 72 on the upside, a little bit tenuous there at 37. I would probably look at, if you want a stronger area, looking at the 28 area. 37 there, a little bit tenuous, just because we got down to 39 and then bounced back up. So again, if anybody has any questions, feel free to ask. We don't have any more numbers coming out this morning. Like I said, we do have the FOMC meeting going on right now, which the market is definitely going to be focused on tomorrow. I use bar charts versus candlesticks because I'm more used to them. They are definitely something that I again, if you're somebody else here is used to candlesticks, then you use those. Nothing wrong with that at all. As long as you can incorporate to whatever you're using to, making money, that's great. This is what I like to use, and I've gotten used to them. But if you're used to something else, that's perfectly all right too. No, I can't look at another ticker symbol. We're not trading another market. We focus in on one market here. That's what we are doing. Again, we're focusing on trying to look at futures, equity futures. So that's what we're trying to do here. You can ask the question in the chat. Okay. You can, if you have a question, you can just ask in the chat. Right there, where you're typing in that question, where you're asking that question right there, that's where you can ask the question. We trade equity futures, S&Ps, many S&Ps, not Forex. All right, market rotated back up to the highs here, and we're looking at the 72 area as our next level of resistance. Again, very, very choppy and whippy little trade. If anybody has any questions, put them in a chat box. I will answer the questions in a chat. It's really not that complicated, I don't think, but could be. All right, we're coming up here to the 72 area. We are looking as our resistance areas up here at 72. Why am I not longer sure? Well, the market is, well, again, that's not necessarily a true statement. There's some of them could have been, some of us could be long from the pivot area down below, if you are so inclined. Again, it all depends on how aggressive you want it to be, but we need areas or reasons to get long or short. And we're coming up here right now to our resistance area up here at 72. So we're got a little area there where we feel that we have a little opportunity there to get short. So this is where we're getting short against this little right in here. All right, nice rotation there against our 72 area. This is where we got short, and nice quick 4-point rotation against that level. All right, so nice rotation there against the 72 area. And again, being patient, waiting for opportunities, very important, as you can see. Had a nice rotation against the 72, got down to 68. And again, we're looking for about 4 points on our trades here. All right, nice little opportunities here to be patient and wait. We've been trying to tell you to do that all morning. Coming up here to resistance area up here at semis, there could have been a buying opportunity depending on how aggressive you want it to be. Again, everybody trades a little bit differently. Not everybody trades the same, so you have to understand that. I'm not recommending one way or the other. It all depends on your risk tolerance as an individual trader. That's what's more important than trading the way I trade or trading the way somebody else trades. You have to understand your risk tolerance and trade it accordingly. All right, nice little, again, the 72 is a nice little area that we were focused in on. Got right up to it, no heat whatsoever. A nice rotation off of it. All right, nice little rotation off of the 72 area there for you. If you're trying to stay short, have a trailing stop. Anything above 75, you want to be out of any shorts. I don't keep track of any ratios or stuff like that. That's not what we do here. We are working here every day, and our goal here is to make money at the end of the month or end of the week. I don't really keep tabs as to numbers. Everybody here has different ways of trading. We are focused more on finding and maximizing the trades that are important to each individual. Just because I take a trade doesn't necessarily mean that somebody else will take a trade, or vice versa. So it all depends on the individual trader here and how they manage their own accounts. Some traders might not be trading this volatility. Some traders love to trade this volatility. Again, it's not. We're not keeping tabs here as to what percentages I have as to what our levels are doing or anything like that. And it also depends on how you manage it. The volatility here is really great. I'm suggesting a 4 or 5 point stop. Somebody might do a 10-point stop. Somebody might do a 3 or 4 point stop. I'm just trying to, again, everybody here does it a little bit differently. And so I try not to, we're not here trying to sell you on the basis that we have a good winning percentage or not. So that's not, we're here. This is a job for us on an everyday basis, and we're here trying to find opportunities based on the work that we do, the methodology that we're teaching, to find our areas of importance that we feel will work for us. It doesn't mean that everybody takes those trades. I could be taking maybe 10 trades a day, and somebody else could be doing 2 or 3. So it all depends on each individual's risk tolerance. Hope that makes sense. I'm not trying to skirt the issue. I don't think that's because I might be taking more trades than somebody else and vice versa. So, it all depends on each individual here and how they manage their own accounts. But if you're with us here, if you see what we do here on an everyday basis, then you can make that determination on your own. So we're here every day. So, and we give out our levels every day in the morning, and sometimes we have to add to them. Sometimes we have to tweak them a little bit. We have to change them a little bit because of the price action. So again, like I said, everything's a little bit based on the individual trader. We can obviously let you talk to some of our individuals taking the course and or who are with us every day. And anybody who wants to answer that question, if you see the chat, if you see in the chat you guys want to answer that question, you can. Don or Mark, if you want to get on and answer the question, you can. All right, thank you there, Terrence. Appreciate that. No, I understand. I understand that. I totally understand where you're going. So I have no problem answering questions. If I got no problem answering questions, you just want confirmation. I'm trying to find you the confirmation. I'll answer your questions. Whether you believe me or not, it's up to you. So. Again, the charts are just there to help us find areas that we're going to be focused in on. So we gave you the levels. Again, if you look at the chat, you'll see those levels there. And they are there to help you find those opportunities to trade them. And there they are for you. And we are here to we use those charts to find those areas. And in our education course, that's what we use to help you understand why those areas are there and why they're important, and how we find them and trade them. The charts from right to left is a 5-minute ES chart, followed by in the middle there an hourly ES chart, and then a bond chart all the way on the left, a 5-minute bond chart. And sometimes we feel the bonds are important to help with maybe some directional moves here. And obviously, because interest rates are a big part of the a conversation these days, so what we're trying to do here is use the bond chart to help us maybe with some direction or some understanding of what the market is, why the market's doing what it's doing. Again, we've come off, we were looking, well, we had the 72 area there, so a nice rotation there against the 72 area. That's our second level of resistance that we had, and we had a nice rotation off of it. If you did stay short, if I managed to stay short there, you get a nice little opportunity here, and a nice quick push off of those levels. And coming back down here again, this is a good place to cover. Or if you're trying to stay short, you can do that as well. It all depends on what your risk tolerances are and what you're trying to achieve as far as goals. Or we're trying to get 4 or 5 points out of these trades. That's what we're trying to do here on an everyday basis, at least today. Those numbers could change based on the volatility on any given day. Well, this the first chart on the right is a 5-minute ES chart, and the middle chart is an hourly chart. So we're using the first 2 charts here, the one on the right and the one in the middle. 5 minutes says 5-minute hourly, and this is an hourly chart. Again, we are here every day on an everyday basis using the levels that we gave out for opportunities to trade. We use technical analysis to find these levels, and we put together a trading methodology that allows you to scalp the market. Again, looking for 4 to 5 different opportunities in the course of a day. And obviously these days, because of the volatility that's injected into the market, we're obviously getting a lot more than that. So that is what we are doing here on an everyday basis. Auto trading services. I mean, no, our goal here is for each individual who's going to take our course to be able to trade individually, independently of myself, actually. So we don't have those trades that you can link onto my account or anything like that. I mean, I know they're out there, but that's not what I'm doing here. Market kind of, again, getting back into this no trade zone area that we talked about earlier. Again, we're focused more on looking at our levels and focusing on those to give us our opportunities and entry points. The 72 area there was our good selling area that we were looking at as some of the resistance, and we had a nice rotation off of that level. And now the market is coming back into this area that I like to call a no trade zone. It's very difficult to jump in on and get any clue as to which way it's going to go. Upside, we have the 87 is our next level that we're focused in on. And the downside, I said be a little bit careful there around the 37, was because of the price action just prior to that. So I would look more at Maybe if you're a little bit more risk averse, looking at the 28 area instead. All right, getting volatility here, just quickly bouncing around all over the place. Very hard to get any good feel for what's going on here. It's jumping all over the place. Again, those are the levels that we talking about. They are right there for you, and those are the areas that we're focused in on to give us our opportunities to trade. Thanks. Your pal, leaving me in my time of distress. It's amazing how the trading doesn't distress me. All right. Again, we like to focus on the morning hours to give us our opportunities to trade. We feel those morning hours do give us our good bang for our money. And like I mentioned, again, the way the market is trading and the way it's kind of maybe settling down here a little bit, we might be in a little bit of a range. We did get our upper levels and our first downside support all triggered and got a nice little opportunity there to jump in on. Yeah, I mean, if anybody wants to answer that question, you go ahead and do it. Yes, I'm not here to waste my time. Be honest with you. I mean, we do this on an everyday basis, so the levels are out there for everybody to use, and you can see how they work or not. And if you think I'm like joking or something, I can't imagine why you would be here. I mean, I'm not doing this on an everyday basis for people not to trade, but hey, what can I tell you? Well, I've taken those trades and they've worked for me. So, and I'm sure some of our other traders have done the same thing. Whether they want to jump in on the conversation or not, it's totally up to them. But you can come here tomorrow and see if the thing works or not. I mean, you can't help but, we had our 72 area there that we bounced right off of. I mean, if you're looking at those areas, even if you didn't take the area and if you were just watching, you saw that it worked. So, all right. Well, with that, I am going to take a little bit of a break right now because I need one. Bye. I'll be back in a bit.
Hey, a couple quick programming notes. So you can hear my voice. I think my headset might be. Hi, Simon. Can you hear me? Those that are joining us on the outside, tradealonglive.com, tradealonglive.com. Hey, Anthony, how did you make out today? Oh, that's great. Rose, how about now? Do you hear me better? Oh, you know what it is? Watch this. Dun, ta-da. I had my mic facing the ceiling. Let me know if that is coming through a little bit better. Hey, Rose, I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Anthony, I'm glad you're doing well. So the interesting thing about this service is the first part of the service is for traders that, this is what we call a trade along with a 25-year veteran trader, Saul. He's a veteran trader of the trading pits in Chicago. He is focused on trading the S&P 500 mini, and those that are coming in here generally are focused on that, and they can certainly make the switch, and we can help you with it. So the first level of service here is for experienced traders that have a trading technique and are looking for somebody to trade along with. And in this case, Saul gives out as a bonus his areas that he's interested in, and those were what were posted and given out by Saul in audio was the pivot and other levels on top and bottom of that pivot. So let's freeze the service there. That's what you get based on being part of this Trade Along live session, which is a guest to subscriber model. We also use this as an entry point into the ability for new traders or traders that are trading other instruments or traders that just hate the way they're trading and they are aware enough to seek out help. And that's why we have the second part of our service. So the umbrella is Trade Along Trading Academy. Trade Along Trading Academy. This is the Trade Along service that is part of that academy from an educational point of view only. And the trading education part is separate. That's where you have the opportunity to decide if you want to trade better, you want to trade at all, in other words, you're a new trader, and you want to get set up for that endeavor. And that takes an opportunity in the academy to take Saul's mentoring and his training. Now, it's interesting because we get traders from all walks of life all around the globe that are interested in trading now or are trading badly and need help. And that's the academy part. So we send you to find out about that to the Trade Along Trading Academy website, which I'm going to do right now. I sent it out earlier, but unless you're here when it gets sent out, then it's a whole nother Megillah. So here's the link. It's going out to everybody in chat, so make sure you review it. Okay? Take the time on your end to be educated and schooled in trading the S&P 500 E-mini. This is like finishing school. Okay? We can take you from the beginning, get you set up with software, practice trade, practice trade, practice trade. Learn, apply, and come out the other side with an opportunity for yourself to be good at trading and develop what we call consistent profitability. It's not a wave of a magic wand. It's a endeavor to open up a business for yourself. You're the master of that business. You are in charge of yourself. You have to get schooled. You have to read. You have to go to websites. You have to ask questions, interact. So the Trade Along service has a fee. The first order of business here. I did send out the links. I think everybody got them. If you don't have them, let me know. Check out the website for the trading education. Great. So take the time to review that. Saul's a talent. Sol's the person you want to get to know. Sol's the person you want to take for a drink. Sol's the person that comes in here and provides, from an educational point of view, discipline and order. A individual to trade along with during the morning session to your advantage as an attendee and a subscriber. His levels, as you heard from Terrence, are very good levels. I think he had posted that in the chat area, and it went out to everybody. Now, he's been here for 2 weeks. He is a subscriber. Thank you, Terrence. He did that right away. So he is somebody who we value when it comes to understanding the opportunity here from a finishing school perspective, where you're set up with your software. You have your chart set up. You have your order entry set up. You could be trading against real-time data or simulated data, and you have a sense of what you're doing, and you're looking to do better based on your trading, and you have come here recommended by somebody or found us, and you work yourself in to the trade along side, which is this side. And then if you need help, you ask for help, and then we can help you based on the trading education side. And we can start with new traders. We actually like new traders, but that's a one-on-one-ish relationship with the academy to be able to help you move forward based on that. So I guess the first thing we ask you is to show that you're real by signing up for the, we call it tipping here, where it's such a nominal fee that if you can't afford it, you got to leave. It just keeps the lights on, keeps us focused on those that have paid versus haven't paid. It gives us a sense of who's real and who's not real. So remember, Sol is trading. He doesn't need any of us. He has set the service up as an opportunity. He believes it keeps him current based on the trade, interacting with people based on what is today versus yesterday. And it helps him in his trading. So, we had a few people in here today that were, what do you would call them? Fakers? People that we had to remove, which is not hard to do. Now they're in Zoom prison, and they'd have to come up with a fake name and a fake email to come in and start those shenanigans again. So I apologize for that. But that's the variances in the what's happening in the internet today. So maybe we shouldn't apologize. It's just that it's the course of being able to do this. I think it's really a unique opportunity, and I hope you think it that way, or think about it that way, and think it that way, that being able to communicate with a 25-year veteran trader of the trading pits in Chicago on any day is a good day if you're interested in trading. Having them be a trade-along partner for your morning session is a gift from God, in my humble opinion, or whoever you believe is up there or not up there. And the nominal fee is a gift, and you should take advantage of it. I mean, trading is a big game. Trading is a ability to lose a ton of money if you don't know what you're doing, or a small amount of money over a significant period of time, which turns out, in my opinion, to a ton of money. So have respect. Make sure you sign up. Ask questions, certainly, but remember what category you're in. If you are signed up and paid for the trade along, that's great. We can have a private trading consultation to help you move in the direction that you want to move. Be respectful of the morning session and respectful of Sol and the trade during the morning session. So don't come in and pepper people with a bunch of questions that, quite frankly, if you want to learn how to trade, we can teach you. But you also may look up trading the S&P 500 E-mini in Google or on Google and get a leg up on the opportunity. We can help you get set up with trading charts, but make sure you're a paid up participant. Okay, so I did send out that already. I'll send it out to you again. I thought I just did. the opportunity to sign up. And again, take time to read a website. During the morning session, I think all we're going to do is refer people to the website and then find out if people are paid or not, and then help them accordingly without going through all the repeat stuff. Okay, we're all smart people here. Trading is a contact sport, so make sure you're set up and prepared for it. Again, if you're coming in, it's tradealonglive.com, tradealonglive.com. We're here every trading day. This is a very special opportunity to trade along with a 25-year veteran trader of the trading pits in Chicago, focused on the S&P 500 E-mini and nothing else, making money, 2, 3, 4, 5 trades. And check out the market right now. All right, so I'll be in the background if you need me. Again, Anthony, Barbara, Corey, Dan, Dick, Ilke, Becky, E. Keen. I'm having a hard time with that. Apologies. Make sure you sign up so that we can take care of you. In other words, pay. KG Phillip, how are you? Richard, Robert, how are you? Rose, thank you. I saw that. Timothy and Zahurl. And again, thanks for everything. TradeAlongLive.com.